about, so in today's session we'll be discussing about attributes and the meta element or the meta tag. So what are basically attributes are all about? Like we have discussed different tags like bold, italic and so on. So these are the basic tags that are available. But apart from this, okay, so if I want to highlight a text or if I want to make the text bold without using these tags, we can use something called as the attributes. And every HTML element will have certain special meaning, or to add these special meanings we can use something called as the attributes. So what this attributes is all about and how to give or how to specify an attribute for a particular tag. So attributes which are used to specify alternative meanings of a tag. So to give some special meaning or some extra meaning if you want to add, we use the concept of attributes, and it can appear between a opening tag's name and its right angle bracket. So in between that we can use these attributes. So the attributes name is followed by an equal sign and the attributes value. So basically this is how we write a attribute for a particular tag. So this is the tag name, then we have the attribute name, equal to sign, then we use the attribute value, and between that we close this angular bracket, and between that we can write the text or whatever information we want, and then we use the closing tag for the attribute, that particular tag name. And also we need to remember that the attribute names like tag names are written in lowercase letters. As Omkar, you have any doubts? Are you raising your hand? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
These attributes provide some additional information for the elements, and attributes are always specified in the starting tag. Okay, so initially we write the tag's name and then they will be written, and attributes usually come in name value pairs. So like this is what we call as the name value pairs. So always attributes will appear like this. We write the attribute name and then we assign a particular value to it. So if I take this example, and always we need to remember that the like tag names, attributes names will be also, or we should also write the attribute names in the lowercase letters. So here I have taken an example of h1 tag. So h1 stands for what?
Heading.
Heading. Okay, so for this I am using a attribute name called as the style, and for this I am assigning a value. So what value I'm assigning? I'm assigning a value that is color :red. So that means I want to, or I have provided some information that this is a heading, and I want to make this heading with a color of red. So for this I am using a attribute name called as the style. So here style is a attribute name and color :red is a value for this particular attribute. So like this we can have multiple attributes as well for a particular tag, and it is not mandatory to have the tags all the time. So if I don't include this attribute, what will happen? This is a heading, it will appear normally, okay, like in a black color, whatever we run the regular programs in the regular tags, in that it will appear. But if you want to add some special meaning or to add some extra meaning, so for that purpose we are using this attributes. So I have taken the same example and here I have made the changes in the program. So I'm using the h1, and what is the style? Style is an attribute. So like that there are different types of attributes. It can be style, it can be color and so on. So color is a particular value. So I can, instead of color I can take font style, font size and so on. So I'm making it as color and I'm giving it as red, and whatever the information I'm giving it here, this will appear with the red color. So this is the example for the attributes. So if I run this now, so this is demo 2. So if I run this now, So you can see that this is appearing in red color. But if I do not include this particular attribute with a value, it will appear with normal meaning. So this is what we call up. We have discussion with related to the. Arun, where are you? Arun Mendigiri. Yes, Arun, unmute yourself. So this is how we can understand about the attributes. So like this we can have, I mean, in detail we are going to study about these different attributes when we discuss about the cascading style sheets. Now let us understand about the next set of element or the next important tag that we have in the HTML that we call it as the meta tag, or we can call it as the meta element. So what are these meta tags or meta element is all about? So like we have used the h1 tag or the paragraph tag and so on. So whatever we specify in these different tags, like whether it is h1 or paragraph tag and so on, that we can observe. I mean, it will appear on the browser, but whatever we specify in this meta tag, okay, it will not appear on our browser screen or on our web page, but rather it is meant for the browser's perspective. All other tags that we have discussed so far, like paragraph and others, when we use these tags, whatever the information we specify, that we can visible or that is visible on the web page, but whatever we specify in this paragraph tag, it will not be visible on the browser. Then you may get a question, why we need to use these particular tags? So this tag is specifically used for the browser's perspective. That means like for example, when we search for some keywords, I am searching for some keywords in the Google. So the moment I search some keywords, I will get a list of websites or related links. So for that purpose, we use this meta tag. Basically, we call it as the search engine optimization. So whenever you type anything or in any Google search engine or any Yahoo search engine, the moment you type some keywords or some words, according to that words, it will match and it will give the related information. For such purpose, we use this meta tag. So basically they are not meant for the users, they are meant for the browser's perspective. And when we include these tags, we are informing the browser that I am going to use this char set as so and so, my keywords will be like this and so, so that the search engine can easily search according to these words and it can give the information or it can give the details in the search engine. So this meta tag, where it will appear, so this meta tag is not used in the body section, it will be used in the head section. Like we specify the title, so after the title we can use this meta tag. Always remember that meta tag will be always included in the head section or inside the head tag. So for these meta tags we can have different attributes. Like here in this char set is a attribute, and what is this UTF-8? UTF-8 is a value for this particular attribute. So meta is a tag name, char set is an attribute, and what is the value? Value is UTF-8. Similarly here we have the meta tag and the attribute can be name, and what is the value for that? Keywords. Here you can see that we have multiple attributes and so on and so forth. So we will look into these different attributes one by one. The first attribute that we can have is the char set. So what this char set defines? This char set defines that we are informing to the browser that we are using the encoding scheme, that is UTF-8, that is Unicode Transformation Format. So like we will be using different characters, symbols, numbers, and so on, special symbols. All these will be using it when we are designing a web page or when we are writing some contents. So we are informing the browser that we will be using this encoding scheme, that is of the standard UTF-8. So next, if we go define keywords for search engines. So here the attribute name is keywords, and it can be description, author, and so on. So these basically help us, the attribute name help us basically for the keywords, or if you want to give some description, or if you want to highlight the author name and so on. For that we use these attribute called as the name, and then we can specify the content and so on and so forth. So for this to understand, I will take an example of searching a particular website in the Google. So I will take this particular website, and here I will write, say something, Web Forest Company. So I will say Web Forest Company. The moment I enter, I will get the website link. I can get this Web Forest Technologies, LinkedIn, Web Forest Contact Us, and so on. So these are the links, or these are the web addresses or URLs I'm getting. So what I will do is I will just open this particular website name. So by default, I will be at the home page. Here you have to do a particular option called as right click and click on the option view page source. Okay. So the moment you click on view page source, you can see that we have the meta tags, and where they are appearing at inside the head section. Okay. So here we have the meta tag, that is char set UTF-8, and here we have the name, description, content, and so on. So whatever we have mentioned in this meta tag, it is not appearing on the web page. It will never appear whatever we mention in this meta tag. But if you have entered these values, okay, in the header, or in the, for example, say these all paragraph or other things that we have mentioned here, all this is appearing on the web page, but this is not appearing on the web page, that is these meta tags. Now similar to that, here I have something, say keywords. So what this keywords means, so when a user searches something with the content like website designing company Belgaum, or web designing company Belgaumi, Karnataka, and so on, whenever a person type these things, so automatically what will happen, the Google will give a number of results. But this particular company wants to highlight this name at the top. Like there are 76,000 results we are getting from the search engine. But what is the first link I'm getting? I'm getting the first link as Web Forest Technologies. So whenever we want our website name or our web page to appear on the top, we provide such meta tags. So one may be searching with website designing company Belgaum or website designing company Belgaumi and so on. So there are a number of keywords that they are specifying, mobile app Belgaum and software development company and so on. So if you type any of these keywords, what will happen? This particular website name will be searched and it will be highlighted from the search engine. For such purpose, we use this meta tags. Similar to that, I have another example for like meta name, that is the attribute we are using here as the name. And what is the value? The value for this name we are giving it as description, and content here it is like free web tutorials. So it's the same thing if you compare with this particular website. Okay, so here I have the description, Web Forest Technologies. Can you read this, everyone? Web Forest Technology is website designing company from Belgaumi. We offer website designing, okay, web development, web mobile application development, and so on. So where this description is will appear, let us see that. So the moment I type this, I am getting this particular thing, and what I am getting here, I am getting the description. Web Forest Technology is website designing company from Belgaumi. We offer website designing and so on. So if this has to be appeared, or this, if you want this to appear when I search this particular keyword, what I have to give? I have to specify in my meta tag. I can use the name as description, and content I have to specify here. So whatever you give in this content with the attribute name and value as description, that will appear here. Are you getting it, everyone? Others, are you following it? Why to use the meta tags? And similar to that, we can have the author. Okay, like for example, if you have created, so what you will give? You will give the content as your name. So sometimes it can be a person's name, or it can be the name of the development company or the organization. So that will be the content value. Similarly, we have another tag called as the meta http hyphen equi we can say. So this http equi, this attribute we basically use for the http responses, and we always want to set for after how much time or for every how much seconds the page should refresh. So this is what we call as the refreshing. Okay, if something new updates will happen, that will be refreshed every time. Like for example, if you are watching the scorecard of a cricket match, automatically it will refresh after say 30 seconds or 50 seconds and so on. So if you want to set such things, you can use this meta tag and you can set the content as 30. So here we are making it as after every 30 seconds the page will be refreshed. Similar to that, if you want to set a lifetime for a particular website, so we can use that as well. Like for example, after say July 2021, you cannot view this website. So if you want to set such things for a particular website, you can use this by using these meta tag and with the particular attributes. Are you all getting it? So similar to that, yes, I can search Gupte Institute. So I have not typed the entire name, but I have just typed the Gupte Institute. So what I'm getting the different links here. So this is what we call as the description that is appearing. So if I open this particular website, and here if I right click on this, it is taking some time to load. It depends on the bandwidth and other things. So now if I open this and say view page source, we can see that there are different meta characteristics and we can have meta viewport, profile and other things that they are appearing. Okay, so this is what we call about the meta tag. Are we clear with this meta tag concept? So here they are using another meta tag like name equal to robots and content equal to max image preview. Okay, so they want the image to appear. So for that they are using it. There are different attributes we can include in the meta tag, but you can remember only these. We can also specify the author name and other details. If you look into the earlier one, here if you check, so here we can see that the author and content they are specified as Web Forest Technologies. So here this website has been designed by this particular company or the industry or the organization. So it is given the name as Web Forest Technologies. So this is what we have about the meta tags. Shall we go ahead now with the next concept?
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, can you please explain that char set attribute once again, sir?
So this char set attribute will we are just informing to the browser that the character encoding schemes, like we will be using different values when we are displaying some contents. We may be using the digits, we may be using the symbols, special symbols, alphabets, okay, alphanumeric values, and so on. So when we are using these different types of character data, there will be some standards that will be supported by the browsers. All the browsers will not support all the different kinds of standards. Okay, so for that purpose, we are just informing that we are using the encoding scheme, and that encoding scheme is UTF-8. That means there is a standard, that is Unicode transformation format. So that particular standard we are using. For that purpose, we use this char set. So the character set, which particular character set you are using. So we are using this particular attribute. So char set is an attribute and UTF-8 is a value for this particular attribute. So here, similar to that, here we have name as the attribute, value is a keyword. Here also name is a attribute, value can be description. Name is a attribute, author is a value for that particular name. Clear with this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Next, we will discuss about the images. Like we can have the paragraphs, other things, and so on. Similar to that, if you want to add an image, okay, in a web page, what we can do. So these images can be added or it can be displayed by using a tag called as the image tag, or we can say img tag. So basically, img tag is not, I mean, like we have used the br tag or hr tag. Similar to that, it will not have the closing tag. So it will be having the opening tag, and there only we can end this particular tag. So when the img tag is used, it should also be mentioned which image needs to be displayed. For that, we use a attribute called as the src. src is equal to the name of the image with the extension, and then we use another attribute called as the alt. alt stands for the alert. So this is how we can add an image into our web page. So let us take this example, and attributes means extra information given to the browser. So I need to have this particular file in the directory. So then only I can use this image tag. So for example, I have written this particular file, and what is the file name? demo4.html. And where is this file located? This file is present at E drive. Okay, inside my E drive, Vaibhav files, here I have the file called as the demo_4.html, and I want to display a particular image with the name Java, and its extension is PNG. So if this file as well as if this file, if both the files are at the same location or at the same directory, then we give the src as just the file name with its extension. And why we use this alt attribute? If the image is not loaded or if the image is not displayed, then we use this alt attribute. And whatever we mention here cannot be displayed will appear if the image is not there on that particular directory. Or for example, say that if you are wrongly typed the file name or if you are wrongly mentioned the file extension, in such cases, this will appear on the web page. So if I take this same example, here I have title display image, and here I have src is equal to java.png, alt is equal to cannot display. The moment I run this, whatever the image that I have, that will appear on the browser. So let us run this program. We can see that this particular image file is appearing. So now if I change this, and also you can remember that there are different file formats for the image files. So it can be JPEG, it can be GIF, it can be PNG. Most of the time it will be PNG, that is portable network graphics. You can write on these points. And GIF means it is graphic interchange format. And if it is JPEG, that is JPEG, it will be Joint Photographic Experts Group. So these can be the file extension for the image files. Now, here I have src that java.png and alt cannot display. Now, if I change this extension, for example, java.gif, will the program work? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, it will work, but since this is a wrong extension for the particular file that we want to load, it will display it as cannot display. So let us run this and check it out. What it is displaying cannot display because the image that we want to load or the image that we want to include, it is not java.gif, but it is java.png. Or for example, say I will have a typing mistake and instead of Java, I will say JAV, but I will make it as PNG only. Now, if I run this, again, I will get a same message, that is, it cannot display it. Why? Because it is unable to find this particular file name with this extension. Are we getting it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now, suppose say that here my HTML file and this image file both are at the same directory. So both are appearing at the same directory. But if this is at a particular location, for example, say that I will cut this particular file and I will put it inside the somewhere, say here. I will put it into this particular section. Okay. So what will happen now? I do not have the file called as java.png yet here, so I will delete this. Okay, and my file is present at this particular directory. Now, if I run this file, what will happen? The file name is proper, the extension is also correct, but still it will not work. Why it will not work?
The source of the image is wrong.
What?
In attribute SRC, the source we are written wrong. Sir.
The only thing here is the image that I want to load is not at the same directory. And currently my HTML file and the image file are not at the same directory. So in such situations, what we have to do, we have to write the entire path. Simultaneously, we can give the attendance. So where is my file now? My image file is currently present at this particular location. So I need to copy this path. I will copy this path and then I will change this to this particular path. Okay, e:/vibosur files :zoom, and here I have to specify it as, sorry, here I will say /java.png. So this SRC attribute will actually give us the full path name. Then you may ask, in the earlier case, why you not use this entire full path? The only reason is my HTML file and image file were both on the same directory, but now HTML file and image files are not at the same directory. So I need to give the entire full path and I need to run the program now. Now, if I run this program now, it will work. Are we getting it?
Yes, sir.
So if I have the image file inside this particular directory itself, I will again copy this. And if I put it here, okay, I will change this name. Instead of Java, I will name it to Java 1. Just rename it to Java 1. And where this is located, Vibosur's files inside the directory. Okay. Whether if I give like this now, java.png, if I just keep it like this, will the program work?
No.
Where is my file? My file is currently present here. Java 1. Okay, and where it is present? In this particular directory. I have given the same directory structure, right? And the file name also I have changed it to Java 1. And now if I run this, I can get the same result. So it means that if the image file and the HTML file, if they are both at the same section, no need to give the full path. So if I remove this, still my program will work. Still my program will work. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
So this is what we have with related to the image. In the next class, we will discuss about the width and height, and we can